Welcome back to more Animal Crossing New Horizons. Last time, we started working on the May Day tour, so this time we're going to try to finish it and go over some other topics as well. So I went ahead and reset the maze off-screen because we've seen that animation twice already. I've actually seen the reset services animation, or not animation, but dialogue more than I've actually seen it up to this point because I never actually used the rescue service except for the previous Mayday maze. And I've had to use it quite a few times for this one. This one is a lot tougher than I thought it would be, to be honest. But now I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm supposed to do. My last mistake was using the axe on the wrong tree because I didn't realize it was actually worn out and would immediately break. So we have to pick a tree more wisely. So I think I know what I'm doing this time. I'm trying to remember what I did the previous times and not jumble the attempts. Basically where we went wrong the first time is we broke that rock too soon. Where we went wrong the second time was we ended up going to the right side too soon and started working on that too early. So this time, I think I know what to do, and it's basically you have to kind of alternate sides. Like here we're kind of starting out like in the middle, we go to the right side to pick up the fruit, we go to the left side to break down some of the obstacles and collect more fruit, and then we kind of loop back around to complete more. I wish this wasn't a timed event. I wish this was a thing that you could do at any time, like the old Tortimer Isle tours in New Leaf. I think it would be really fun to have like multiplayer versions of this, where you could kind of go through with friends and try to solve mazes like on a time limit, work together. In general, I feel like this game is lacking in multiplayer options, even though it's very multiplayer-centric, obviously. I miss having things like Tortimer's island mini-games, to kind of give an incentive to meet up with people and hang out. And like I was mentioning last time, there's so much dialogue when you want to fly somewhere, which I feel like that was kind of the case in New Leaf as well, with like the train station. But it somehow feels a little bit worse, partly because this is the fourth time they've had online, so you kind of would have hoped they would have improved things by then. So that's the second low battery warning. I hope I can actually make it through this video without having to find a charging cable because it's actually out of reach at the moment. Whoops, did not plan that through. This Pro Controller is one I've had since launch, and it's still going strong. The one thing I do notice though is the battery does not last as long as it used to, which is kind of a shame, but overall isn't too big of a deal. While we go to craft this, I actually might grab the charging cable really quickly. So I have the cable in case the controller dies, but I hopefully won't need to use it because these do hold a pretty sizable charge. The best controller for a charge is easily a Wii U Pro controller. That lasts like 60 hours or something ridiculous. At least a new one would. The one I have does not hold a charge that long, but I think it's still longer than the Switch Pro controller I have. Partly, to be blunt, because I've been using my Switch more than my Wii U lately, so it really didn't get that much use. The Switch Pro controller is used in a lot more games than the Wii U gamepad, or the Wii U Pro controller. So like, for example, the Wii U Pro controller wasn't really compatible with a lot of games. Like, a lot of games were basically gamepad exclusive, like you think of like Paper Mario Color Splash. I don't know why that's the first game to come to mind, but you have other games like Star Fox, Zero. A lot of games just use the gamepad, so really, all things considered, I mostly used the Pro Controller for Virtual Console games, so it didn't really get a whole lot of use, which is probably why its battery life is still pretty solid. Meanwhile, with the Switch, I primarily use a Pro Controller instead of the Joy-Cons, just because of the form factor and also drift. My Joy-Cons are very intermittent with drift, but it still happens enough to be a problem in a lot of cases, so I just stick with the Pro Controller. I actually have been thinking about picking up a replacement at some point, just because I do like the Pro Controller, and would like to have a standby when this one goes, because they don't last forever. With the current analog stick builds in all of these controllers, literally all of the controllers, including the PS5 and the Series X controllers. These analog sticks are apparently not the most durable things in the world, so I would like to have a backup controller. If I ever get a PS5, which is probably gonna happen hopefully someday, I would definitely consider picking up like a backup controller for that, just to be on the safe side. Because of how apparently those controllers are pretty bad about drift, which is kind of a shame because I've heard they're pretty solid controllers otherwise. With that tangent out of the way, we finally made it to Rover. We're now on the outer edge of this island, so hypothetically, I guess to get back we can go that way, instead of going all the way through the maze. And I wonder how it's actually possible to get the bell tickets. Not that I'm overly concerned about that, I'm just kind of... Oh, I see, through the ladder, to the left. I'm pretty sure that's how you get those. Hey you! Wow, what are the chances we'd meet like this again? Congrats on making it to the end, by the way. It's been a while, hasn't it? How have you been doing? I'm really glad to hear that. It makes me think we'll both still be smiling next time we run into each other. Wouldn't that be great? Hey, I think I'm going to write you a letter later. It's always fun to keep in touch. Were you able to finish the maze like you wanted, by the way? If you want to restart, you can do so by using the Rescue Service app on your Nook phone. So, I would assume, because he didn't give us anything, he'll give us our reward in a letter. If I'm not mistaken, by completing this, you'll get Rover's photo. So basically, I assume if you've completed it the first time, or if you're completing this for the first time, you'll get, like, the briefcase and a photo. Meanwhile, if you complete it the second time, you'll just get the photo, which is why he didn't give us anything this time, which makes sense. Alright, so we have, we actually ended up getting all the bell tickets. I wasn't planning to, but oh well, we did it. So let's break all of these. And then we can leave through the right side by digging up these, bushes. So that's like a lot of bells. That's 9 tickets. So yeah, we've cleaned out this, island tour maze. Overall, that was pretty fun. Again, I wish more events like this happened more regularly, where there would be more, like, interactive elements, that kind of encourage you to explore like this. For the love of Nook's ever-flying tambourines, did you soar through the entire maze? Way to soar through. You'll have to let old Nook know. One dilly of a May Day tour, huh? Squawk the word and we'll wing you back to your home hangar. Oh, and if you'd like to take the maze for another spin, just hail the rescue service on your phone. Our whiskered wingmen will reset things so you can refuel, regroup, and restart the maze. Now what's on your flight plan? We'll make sure all your things are back in your pockets once we've landed on Cobalt. However, any bell vouchers you might have acquired while here will wind up in your mailbox shortly. And that wraps us up. Ready for takeoff? There's no coming back to this Mayday tour. Ready to go? Roger. Lifting off November Oscar Whisker. And that's the end of the Mayday tour. for the rest of today, I wanted to go over some miscellaneous topics that I've been, and various little activities I've been working on. Still trying to get blue roses, by the way. It's not going great, as you can tell, still after like a year of playing this game. But we have all of the golden tools set out here, because off-screen, I also got the golden shovel. I've been doing some friend math, and wow, you've helped me out a lot since we met. Like, really, an incredible amount. You deserve this crazy rare golden shovel DIY recipe as thanks. So thanks! I did end up, farming off-screen by changing the time, in order to speed up this process, because otherwise it would have taken forever. I also rescued Gulliver once since, hence why, we still have another letter from Gulliver unopened. Huh, okay, sweet, I learned a recipe for a golden shovel. So, let's go and craft both of our new golden tools. I already have an axe and a shovel on hand, so let's make these really quickly. I made a golden axe. And the shovel is over here. I made a golden shovel. And if we go over here, we now have every golden tool. I did time travel for these. It would have taken so much longer if I had gotten them organically, but there you go. Let's see our Nook Miles. If your tools are glinting gold, your account will be bursting with bells soon enough. The paths to these tools are varied and secret, but you will have earned some Nook Miles for collecting them all. And that's another goal accomplished. But you might have noticed I also had a painting, not a painting, a statue, in the mail, and that's because while I was working on other things, I also ended up, basically losing patience with Red, and ended up kind of, resetting the day and time traveling to actually get the final work of art we need, which is the robust statue. Who? Oh dear, pardon me. Why, hello. Welcome to the Cobalt Museum. How may I be of service? Marvelous. What would you like to donate? What? Is that? A robust statue? And a genuine article, no less? Yes, it is. Indubitably. 'Tis even more magnificent than I imagined. I shall treat this donation with the utmost care, Owl's honor. I shall also leave details about your donation for all to read once it is on display. Please do check back later. Hoot! Hooray! Huzzah! I say it again, huzzah! My goal, our goal. We have finally done it. We have searched far and wide, high and low, and our collections are at last complete. I dare say there isn't a finer assembly of scientific, cultural, and artistic specimens in the world. And it is all thanks to the generosity of upstanding donors such as yourself. You grew our humble institute into the magnificent marvel it is today with your very own labor. You have my deepest, most profound gratitude. Thank you for your commitment to excellence. My feathers, I find I'm nearly speechless at the wonder of it all. I guess we actually lose out in dialogue. We don't actually get to hear his individual thoughts on completing the art side of the museum, but we have done it. The museum is complete, which is very well timed because on, I think the 18th, it's Museum Day, and the stamp rally is back, and also there will be an additional plaque for the art section. So hey, good timing to finally finish this up, even if it took time traveling to get here. But we're still not done yet, because we have seasonal items to go over. I was kind of debating on how to go about this because I'm starting to realize there's so many seasonal items and it really isn't a lot to fill an entire video with. But I will cross that bridge when we get there, because for now we do have a couple seasonal items already, but there are plenty throughout May and June. Alright, so if we go over here, we have items for Children's Day. Mainly celebrated in Japan, May 5th is when folks give good wishes for young boys to grow up healthy. Also called Tango no Seku, it's a day featuring decorative flags and kabuto helmets made from newspaper. Nice. So yeah, we have two items, the carp banner and the newsprint helmet. So let's see what they look like. I actually ordered both because they went live, like, with the update, which is unusual. I was seeing speculation it might be because there wasn't a free item for the new update, so maybe the items were made free earlier as a result. So this is the newspaper helmet. I mentioned the Kabuto, which I realized that's probably where the Pokemon was it. Like, there's a Pokemon with a name like that. I realized just now, it's like, oh, that's probably where that Pokemon comes from. And speaking of Pokemon, we have the Carp banner. That's not the direction I thought it would be facing, if I'm being honest. There we go. So, Children's Day is an event I know a lot about, actually. So, Children's Day is often represented using carp. And there's like this old, like, folklore about carp swimming upstream and, like, maturing into dragons, if I'm not mistaken, which was the basis of Magikarp and Gyarados. So yeah, overall this is really cool. I still have, like, the New Year's arch set up by the entrance of the town. I might swap that out. And speaking of swapping things out, I need to figure out what to do with all the Mario stuff, because I kind of want to put that away at some point. So we have the cart banner. We're gonna put this on display here, like so. And I'm trying to figure out the size of this item, to be honest. If it's like a half square item. I think it is just like 2 squares, or like, yeah, something like that. It's hard to gauge sometimes, but also I reorganized the left side of my town considerably, where I turned the little Christmas display into a little cafe area, which is over here. So yeah, this is what I've been working on off-screen. It's not the most elaborate display I've seen of a cafe area, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. So yeah, the next update will probably be either for a seasonal item, if I decide to go through with showing all of them in great detail, or Museum Day for the final stamp rally that we didn't get to do last year, because I actually don't know if the museum was fully upgraded then, when that event was live originally. I think Red was introduced a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on that. But either way, I think that's about it for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Animal Crossing New Horizons.